Yo, what is the scale, people? Pat Hurley here from the Republic of Players, and with E3 after finishing up, I thought it would be a good time to look back at the titles that might have flown under the radar due to the big reveals such as the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Keanu Reeves making a breathtaking appearance in Cyberpunk 2077. So, without further ado, let's dig into some indie titles that in my opinion stood out amongst the rest. So, the first game I feel should be mentioned is Christails, being brought to life by developers Dreams Uncorporated and SYCK. The game itself is a throwback to old school JRPGs with turn-based combat, though it stands out due to how time will be used in the game. In the trailer, it flat out says if you learn from the past, act in the present, then you will change the future. This concept is quite intriguing, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it will work and be integrated into the story. Though another thing that will immediately capture your attention is the lush and vibrant 2D art style that pops to life and creates a world that looks ripe for exploring with over 20 hours of gameplay. The title is said to be released in the year of 2020. The next title that I wish to mention is Spiritfarer, and I'm not going to lie, I was immediately sold on this by the tagline alone. A cozy management game about dying. Yay! Being developed by Thunder Lotus, the game itself looks like a relaxing time as you go around collecting materials and building up your boat, while also connecting with the spirits you encounter and becoming friends with them before sending them on their way to the afterlife. The game is tackling a hard subject to handle but seems to be doing it in a soothing way that could be seriously effective. Like the previous title mentioned, this game delivers with a stunning 2D animated art style that enhances the warm feeling this game gives off in waves. The game is to come out in 2020. From debt to more debt, next game to be discussed is Lost Worlds Beyond the Page, being brought to life by Sketchbook Games, which is a fitting name when you take a look at the game's aesthetic. A platformer with puzzle-like elements that tells a story of losing a loved one and how to move on. The story takes place within the diary of Izzy, who is a bubbling writer and writes about the events going on in her life. Though the game also takes place in Astoria, the land in which Izzy writes about. It seems that you can use the words that are in the diary and Astoria to progress through the game. Its style is eye-catching, much like every other game that I am mentioning, and looks to deliver an extremely captivating story. The game is set to release in 2019 of December. The next title to keep an eye on would be Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, being developed by Elduis. The game takes two approaches with varying gameplay mechanics. You have what looks to be an utterly fun yet grounded side-scrolling action platformer, with the other element being farming and crafting in the village which acts as your base of operations. The game has a brilliant 3D art style that captures the 2D feel at points, though it brings an Eastern charm to it as it explores Japanese legends. The game is set to come out in winter of 2019. Next is an action side-scrolling RPG that goes by the name of Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night. The game is set in 19th century England, and by golly do I love me some gothic style visuals. Artplay are the developers bringing to life this adventure that seems to be taking some influence from the Castlevania series. Fight big bad monsters in what looks to be super smooth and fun gameplay. The game is set to release on June 18th, so not too long to wait before you can get your hands on this beauty. One game I am seriously excited for would be Sea of Solitude. My expectations are high due to the topic it plans to cover, which is loneliness, and I feel a lot of people will be able to relate to it. You follow a young woman named Kay as you travel the land on foot, by swimming or by boat, while unraveling puzzles and confronting monsters to learn what brought upon this fate to them and Kay. Visually, this game is undeniably beautiful, creating a world that will more than likely increase the immersion while you figure out how to cope with loneliness and discover what it means to be human. This is looking to quite possibly be my game of the year, and I can't wait to dig into the world created by Joe May Games. The game is set to release on July 5th. Now, there are so many more titles out there that deserve to be mentioned and seen. Though to wrap up this video today, I'm going to be taking a look at a studio closer to home in the wonderful land of Ireland. Lowpoly is a very small indie studio that is currently working on The Legend of Danny Krask. There's not much out about the game yet, though they are showing snippets of the project over on their social media pages, and what they have shown looks great. They are creating a techno-looking world with a heavy influence of Daft Punk spliced in there, with a puzzle platformer style of gaming from what I can observe, and I'm eager to see more of the project further down the line. I would highly recommend keeping an eye out on these games and following the guys who make them. Every indie game I have had the pleasure of playing has a distinct feel. You can tell the developers have given their all, and that these games are passion projects from them all. That's all from the Republic of Players today. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and follow us on our social media outlets to keep up to date with us. And if you wish to see more content like this, be sure to comment down below about what you want to see. And if there's any indie games you're excited for, also comment about them. Let's get a discussion going. Until next time, have a good one.